We're talking with Applied Ballistics, and I've got with us Doc Beach here at the 2017 SHOT Show. We haven't seen each other since the seminar in Dallas earlier this year.
Yeah,
or last year.
Last year, that would have been in the middle of the summer. That's been a long
very busy
time.
year.
Yes.
And a lot has gone on. We were just talking off camera before we got it rolling about a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing. So why don't we kind of walk through that a little bit, starting with the lab. Like, what's going on?
So our lab has recently undergone some updates. We have new equipment that allows for more precise measurements without human interaction. We have a electronic comparator, which is basically a microscope with a camera on it that allows us to take bullet measurements through a computer system that can read to less than 1,000th of an inch. And that also allows us to put a lot of bullets on the comparator. So once we've measured one, we can take all 5 of those bullets and place them on there, and it will measure them all correctly, giving you 15 different measurements.
Okay.
And from those 15 different measurements, we also get an idea of the consistency of all the bullets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've gone through and actually started updating some of the old bullets that were in there. That's why the last update had so many things that were updated. And we've also refired some so that we get new BCs. We have a new piece of equipment in the lab for measuring BCs. It's been there for a little while now, but what it has done is it has simplified the process.
Okay.
We still have the same less than 1% resolution, but it allows us to do it faster. So that's why we got this last update out before SHOT Show into the apps. And there's a phase 2 coming. We can do, once we have fired the data, we can actually run a bullet and have the drag model in less than 10 minutes now.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I actually just did my update on that bullet library. There was a lot that we're looking for. A few that are still left to come, I would imagine, in phase 2.
So there were more that were tested. We wanted to get the majority of them out, but we have more than 100 more bullets coming in phase 2. And a number of them have already been tested. We tried to get the most popular into there for now. When that comes along, what we'll do is we'll leave SHOT Show with all the recon that we did on new bullets. We'll purchase those bullets. We've also made contact with the companies, which actually send us a lot of these for, they just send them to us for testing. And we'll get this new stuff tested. Some of them didn't want to send it to us before it came out at SHOT Show, which that's respectable enough. That's not a problem. So we'll get them tested. We'll get them implemented into the phase 2 library as soon as we can. But it was best to do the phase 2 after SHOT Show. That way that nothing new was left out, at least nothing that could be obtained within a reasonable amount of time.
Gotcha. Now, let's talk a little bit about the updates. You had mentioned the updates on the Kestrel. Is there other work that Applied Ballistics is working on, kind of the solver and things on that end of things?
Yeah, we're going to do, of course, more updates into the other programs.
Okay.
We're also going to add some new features into some of the products. The SIG kilos are already shipping out to users, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that app was up for those. That's a new product. People are excited. We wanted to make sure they had the best that they could get out of that app. But y'all are going to see some new stuff coming out this year for other products. Like, of course, we're still supporting the Kestrel Elite, so that's going to get an update that gives you, here very soon, gives you encryption, which allows you to use a PIN code like people were used to on the 4500, gives you 30 rifle profiles. In fact, the app you have now already supports that.
Okay.
It was already implemented. So there are going to be some really cool new features. There's other ones we can't talk about, but there will be new features that a lot of the community has been asking for. The only thing that we're doing now is it's being coded in, and those firmware updates will come hopefully soon, but we want to make sure we test them first.
Okay, very good. So any other kind of things that we can expect to see in the coming, or this year that we're in?
New device. We have a prototype. Unfortunately, we feel like it could use a couple more improvements, but there will be a new device. It's not like a Kilo or a Kestrel where you're getting another device with a ballistic solver. It's nothing like that. It's a new device that works alongside of the entire Applied Ballistics system.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool little guy. So that'll be coming out. We'll at least be announcing it and showing it off sometime later on this year once we get one more thing worked out on it. We were going to release it here, but then we decided that we could do better.
Yeah.
You're also going to see a pretty big announcement probably around August, I would say, maybe around September. I can't say what it is, but it's going to be game-changing for the entire ballistics world, because we've figured some things out and we've done some things that are going to streamline and do some advancements as an entirety, and that's going to benefit everybody. It's not just going to be like one-sided or anything. It's going to benefit the whole spectrum.
Very nice. Intriguing. Stay tuned.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll get that out there though.
Good. Now, I've come to know you through kind of the social media platforms out there. So Doc Beach, for the guys that want to put a name to the face. What's the best way to reach you? And kind of maybe you can explain a little bit about your role, which is unique within Applied Ballistics.
I do a lot. So the easiest way to reach me is probably through email, but social media is fine. Facebook's fine. Any of the forums are fine. I provide support to the community. I provide an educational background. One thing that's happened lately is the ELR community. So we've gotten together, excuse me, it's been a long week. We've gotten together with some of the industry leaders. And there's about 40 of us that have agreed that we're going to be an open source style community for ELR. That includes Applied Ballistics, Lethal Precision Arms, that includes Macmillan, Cutting Edge Bullets is in there, of course Burger Bullets is in there. There's a lot of names in there. And what's going to happen is we're going to share everything that we learned from ELR at the King of 2 Mile, moving forward with this really extreme sport. We're going to share it publicly, so the entire public can benefit from that. And there's not going to be any secrets. There's not going to be anybody that's hoarding some kind of information that could be beneficial to everyone. Everybody that was involved, from the barrel makers to the stock makers to the bullet makers, agreed that we would all benefit together from this being an open project of research. And we all also agreed that the best way to beat somebody is on a level playing field.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that whoever wins from the top because they were a better shooter, not because they decided to hide something from the rest of everybody. But so we'll be more easily reached publicly. We'll be sharing this information with everybody. If anybody has any questions, they can always send in emails. I would pay very close attention to some of the stuff that comes out in the near future from all of everybody involved.
Very good. Well, Doc, it was good seeing you again, and appreciate the update on Applied Ballistics and the things that you've been involved with.
Stay tuned because there's a lot coming.
Great. Best of luck in 2017.
You guys too. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.